If you've ever wondered what this self-love pursuit is all about, why bother and what's in it for me? Well, stick around. I'm going to take you through 8 really good reasons why loving the absolute whatsits out of yourself is a worthwhile pursuit. I read a book recently by the awesome UnLtd called Lean Marketing. Now, if you're into marketing, I would highly recommend it, but bear with me, I'm not going off track. But I found it quite interesting that he wrote kind of tongue-in-cheek in there to say a lot of people touting stuff about self-love, and he wasn't really sure what self-love was, or in fact, if it would be classified as PG-13 or something that we should be suggesting that people should do regularly or in public, in fact. But I thought it was quite interesting, and it made me realize that maybe some people don't know what is meant by self-love and, what's the benefit of it? Is it just all this wishy-washy dancing around a fireplace and hugging ourselves, or is it, just saying awesome stuff to ourselves in the mirror every morning? What actually is it, and why is it worthwhile doing? So that's what today is about. This video is about today. So bear with me and let me take you through what self-love is and why you should be prioritizing it in your life. So self-love goes way beyond affirmations and saying that we're awesome to ourselves in the mirror every morning. It is a lifelong practice, and it's essentially a relationship with yourself. It is, I would argue, the most important relationship that you will have in your life, because it not only informs how you feel about yourself, but also, therefore, the relationships that you have with other people as well. Self-love is supporting ourselves, having our own backs. It is accepting ourselves. It's being compassionate and understanding that things don't always go to plan. It is allowing ourselves to feel and process and be, accepting our limits, understanding our strengths, and celebrating all of the things that we do from our effort right through to our outcomes. And there are lots of really awesome reasons why it is worth prioritizing in your life. And I'm going to take you through just 8 of those today. And I'm going to start with our health. Self-love actually supports our mental, physical, and emotional health. When we love ourselves, we naturally prioritize our well-being. When we love ourselves, we naturally put ourselves first. We consider what is healthy for us and what is unhealthy for us, and we naturally pursue things that are good for us. We also are more averse to doing things that aren't good for us, which is good for our health. But also loving ourselves can provide us with more care, more compassion, more understanding, and that in turn can be really beneficial, especially from a mental and emotional health perspective. The way we talk to ourselves when we love ourselves internally can be really beneficial as well, and can boost our self-love. It can boost our self-worth, and that in turn can support our well-being really broadly. If you combine self-love and self-worth, then you tend to get self-confidence. And confidence is, can be seen as a dirty word, but in all honesty, confidence is standing up for yourself. It's going out there and speaking up for yourself and knowing yourself and showing up in the world with confidence, backed up by self-love. Knowing yourself, understanding yourself, and accepting yourself as they are just naturally gives you this glow that you can take out into the world with you. Having self-love also contributes to your personal safety and your personal boundaries. So when you love and accept yourself, you understand what your limits are, whether or not they be emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever. You tend to respect and protect those boundaries more so when you actually have self-love. You're less inclined to let things overstep the mark and put you in either a physical or emotional or mental unsafe space. So self-love, it boosts our ability to keep ourselves physically and emotionally safe. Loving yourself is backing yourself, and when you back yourself, you give yourself courage. It's natural inclination for you to love yourself, cheer yourself on, and be brave in trying new things or putting yourself out there, going for what it is that you want in life. Comes more naturally when you have this underlying sense of self-love and thinking that you're freaking awesome. When you've got all of this self-confidence and courage that comes with loving yourself, it naturally aligns itself with more self-growth, more development, going for your goals and prioritizing those. It also means that when things are hard, when times are challenging, when your goals and what you're striving for hit roadblocks or challenges, or, the day that you planned to do this, that happened and it held you back. Whilst it doesn't stop that from being crap or annoying or frustrating, or for you to have feelings about that, it doesn't stop you from moving forward. It doesn't stop you from trying again, and it allows you to be gentle with yourself through hard times. Meaning more self-growth, more movement, more transformation, and allowing yourself to continually grow in cycles. You might be surprised at just how much prioritizing self-love will positively impact the relationships that you have with other people. It's kind of a no-brainer. So I quite often talk about self-love or any kind of element in your life that contributes to you being a whole person as being different buckets, and self-love being its own bucket. So if you've got this bucket that you're poking holes in all of the time and you're saying, I'm not enough, I'm not good, I'm ugly or old or whatever it is that you are bursting these holes in, it doesn't matter how much love you pour into that bucket, it's coming out the holes. And the same goes for when we are pursuing love more broadly, whether it's for ourselves or for others. If we don't have a sense of self-worth, and that's represented by all of these holes we've poked in our love bucket, then it doesn't matter how much love other people pour in there. If we've actually determined that there are these holes in there that make us not worthy, then however much love they pour into that bucket is just going to seep out as well. So when you can love yourself, when you can heal these holes in your love bucket, it transforms your relationships with others, because you can accept more love from others. You can love more freely as well. You've got more love to share. And also it changes the way that you communicate. It changes the way that you, protect your boundaries. It changes the way that you meet people. Because you're doing it from a space of confidence and authenticity, and you're not coming from a space of needing approval. So relationships are massive, and self-love is just such a benefit to all of the relationships that you have in your life. Now, with self-love comes more happiness and fulfillment. And I guess this one's a little bit of a no-brainer, because if you've gotten all of the other things that I have already mentioned, then happiness and fulfillment's kind of just the outcome of those things. But self-love in itself does naturally lead you to more happiness through accepting yourself, through loving yourself, through having your own back and being supportive of yourself, through more positive and connected relationships, through all of these things, pursuing your goals and being courageous and getting out there and living your best life, all of those things are going to naturally lead to more happiness and fulfillment, right? And last but not least is authenticity. When you love yourself, you allow yourself to be true. You have done enough work to reflect and consider and know who you are, and you have the confidence, and you can celebrate all the things that make you unique, which means that, again, it contributes to you showing up authentically in your relationships and going after the goals that are really yours, not society's goals, not anybody else's goals. Everything that you're living towards is authentically you. And that is such an uplifting and empowering place to be in. These are just some of the benefits that you get from loving yourself more. And if it's something that you would like to get a little bit more of in your life, then check out the link that's in the description below, where you can download a free workbook that I've created called Love Yourself First. It is 3 things that you can implement today that will lead you towards more self-love in your life. It is completely free. There's a link down in the bottom, so click on it and grab your copy today. If you've enjoyed this video, if it's given you some insight into what self-love is, then hit the like button. If you haven't already, why not subscribe whilst you're there as well? It lets me know that what I'm creating is helping you, is interesting for you, and I'm hitting the mark. It also lets the YouTube algorithms know that what I'm creating is worth putting in front of more people, so it gets my videos out to more people who could benefit from hearing this message. Before you go, why not check out some more of my videos on my channel, where you can learn more about self-discovery, self-love, self-acceptance, and essentially living your life unlimited. I'll see you there.